Welcome to the Rimworld mod rundown. We'll be taking a quick look at what you can expect to see from Vanilla Nutrient Paste Expanded. For starters, you'll need to own the additional workshop content, Vanilla Expanded Framework, and Harmony. The much needed and practically essential expansion for all things pasty. Nutrient Paste Expanded gives you more options than the bog standard dispenser and hopper combo, greatly increasing the flexibility of how and where you feed your colonists, prisoners, or even blood bags. This mod gives you access to nutrient paste grinders, pipes, vats, taps, feeders and drippers, all unlocked via the standard nutrient paste tech. As a quick explanation, if maybe you're new here or you haven't used pipe networks before, think of a paste grinder like a power source, a solar panel. Paste pipes are your conduits and vats are your batteries. Simply link whatever you want to fuel with paste up to the pipeline and you'll be ready to go. The grinder is the big addition, changing how your paste is created. Rather than being squashed together on demand with a standard dispenser, the grinder continuously churns together any ingredients it finds in connected hoppers, looking to deposit the paste into a connected vat. As such, for it to function correctly, you'll need at minimum the grinder, one hopper, and a vat connected to it via pipeline. As the grinder is constantly chugging away, it'll allow you to stockpile a nice supply of paste meals in the vat, keeping your colony wealth down by turning valuable raw foodstuff into valueless vat paste. The paste can then be dispensed via a few different ways. You can use a tap, which is the front end of the dispenser without all the processing parts in the arse end, meaning it simply spits out a lovely bowl of slop whenever a colonist wants one.
Here you go, buddy. Breakfast of champions.
The paste feeder behaves like a storage shelf, aiming to keep the specified amount of meals to hand at any given time. Bear in mind that the meals dispensed onto the feeder will begin to spoil unless refrigerated. It's useful to keep some meals dispensed somewhere cold so that there's always some emergency meals to hand for a day when you might have a power cut. Finally, you have the dripper, which works like a sleep accelerator, needing to be placed at the head of a bed. This allows colonists to fulfill their food need whilst they sleep, so they can also be used on medical or prison beds to save doctors and wardens time running meals and having to spoon feed others. There are 4 important considerations when using vats to store your paste if it is your sole food source. Number 1. Power outages. Solar flares will disable your dispensers, meaning colonists will have to eat raw food in the hoppers for a little while to survive. Power being cut to the vats also causes the paste inside the vats to rot. You can avoid the paste spoiling by keeping the vats in a very cold environment via the natural temperature, Psycasts, or Helixian gas, which will be unaffected by solar flares. Psycast and Helixian both have rundowns if you want to use these as solutions. Number 2. Ingredient choice. When using a normal nutrient paste dispenser, the meal is made from the ingredients available in the hoppers at the time of creation. With vats, any ingredient added to the goop soup will forever remain a part of it, so if a single bit of human flesh, insect meat, or fungus gets in, it will forever potentially taint that vat, requiring you to entirely dump out the contents to set it back to baseline ingredients. That's easy, right though? Just don't set gross food to be added to the hoppers? Well, easier said than done, unfortunately, as at times a crowded floor around a butcher table can see ingredients you've forbidden from landing in a hopper being automatically consumed by the grinder because of where they've spawned. Keep your butcher table and any grinders or hoppers well apart.
What's not to like? Custard? Good. Jam? Good. Meat? Good.
Number 3. Cooking skill. If you're going to exclusively use paste, the only way you'll gain cooking skill is via butchery. This can be great with xenotypes that suck at cooking anyway, like running a waster colony, removing the chance of food poisoning from an incompetent cook. It does, however, mean that certain drugs and recipes will always be out of reach for you, due to the poor cooking skill. You'd also be surprised how much of a difference a mood buff from a fine meal makes every single day. Number 4. World travel. Paste doesn't last long outside of a fridge, with a spoiling time of only 24 hours. You could keep a stockpile of pemmican on hand at all times, as it can be made without any cooking skill. You'll potentially struggle to do the same with survival meals as they require 8 cooking to make. This becomes less of an issue when you have pod launchers as they cut the first part of travel to the tile out of the equation. Paste pipelines have interactions with some other structures too. Sanguiphage expanded drain caskets can be hooked up to the paste network, keeping them constantly topped up with nutrition to ensure that your blood bags are in somewhat good condition. The Biosculptor pod from Ideology can be connected to a paste network, saving you time needed to haul stacks of nutrition to ready the pod for one of its cycles, and the same can also be said for growth pods from Biotech, turning kids into something you just fling and forget. And there you go. Fantastic news for the transhumanist colonies, good news for colonies that don't have the skills or time to cook, bad news for your prisoners, and absolutely awful news for your blood bags. They don't even get to see another human when they're topping up the food in the drain casket anymore. Just cold, dark, never-ending needles. Exactly as it should be. Thanks for watching, folks. If you have any mods you'd like to see a full breakdown for, or suggestions of mods you'd like to see covered, feel free to leave them in the comments. I might get around to them. I'll be back again soon with another Rimworld mod rundown. Wherever you are in the world, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. Take care.